It's Monday, September the 18th, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the tropical storm watch for Barbados has been discontinued, but not before what has now become Category 4 Hurricane Maria caused power outages, damage to house roofs, and flooding across the island. Maria, packing winds of about 130 miles per hour, is bearing down on Dominica and other leeward islands. Now, hurricane warnings are in effect for Dominica, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Montserrat, and some other British, U.S., French, and Spanish-speaking Caribbean territories. Antigua and Barbuda, which is still trying to recover from Hurricane Irma, is among other Eastern Caribbean states under tropical storm watches. But in Barbados, a flood warning remains in place until 6 a.m. tomorrow, and the high surf and small craft warning will continue to be in effect until noon tomorrow. We have two reports. The first from Anmar Goodrich Boyce and then Kobe Brooms.
Although Barbados has not been directly hit by Hurricane Maria, it's raining cats and dogs here at St. Lawrence Gap. As you can see, the boats here are dancing up and down in the water. The gusty winds and the heavy showers were not enough to stop some locals and tourists from venturing to the outdoors, even as the island was under a tropical storm watch. What brought you outside in this weather?
I wanted to see what it's like. It's just beautiful. I mean, I live in Canada, I live in BC. We're used to the rain, I mean, not like this, and it's warm. It's warm water hitting on you, and usually it's cold, and yeah, I kind of like it.
When we left Pebbles Beach, that's why we came.
So we thought we'd risk it and come out for
sunny,
a walk.
So we thought we'd come for a walk.
The rapidly developing system largely spared Barbados its wrath, but the Department of Emergency Management said it has received 19 reports of flooding. Affected areas included Bruceville, St. Andrew, and the Spring Garden Highway. Despite the passage of the system to the north of the island, there was no national shutdown. However, in the city, it was not the usual hustle and bustle for the start of the week. Under the overcast skies, some stores remained closed, while it was business as usual for others. However, some boat owners who stationed their vessels in the Bridgetown Wharf were visibly upset at some damage caused by the passage of the hurricane. My colleague Kobe Brooms has also been tracking damage inflicted by Hurricane Maria.
While most Barbadians only experienced pockets of rain and gusty winds, it was not the same for one resident to the east of the island. The high winds dealt a punishing blow to St. Joseph resident Samuel Sobers. Around 12 noon today, a coconut tree fell onto his house, damaging the roof. When a roving news team visited the area, residents were working assiduously along with Member of Parliament for the area Dale Marshall, who used his vehicle to tow the tree from the property as a cleanup exercise got underway. He told Barbados Today that he was happy with the community spirit exhibited by the residents.
This is the only reported damage in the whole constituency, so I think we fared very well. And of course, one of our big concerns with all the rain and so on, it's always going to be slippage and things like this, but we've had no report so far, so I'm really very happy with my constituents that we've been able to weather this and yet another storm.
As the system moves away from the island, Barbados remains under a flood watch until 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Category 4 system is continuing its track to the north. Kobe Brooms reporting for Barbados Today.
Barbados was hit by an island-wide blackout at around 3:30 this afternoon, but up to 5:45 p.m., only half of the country was restored. Communications advisor with the Barbados Light and Power Company, Nicholas Canterbury, told Barbados Today that the outages was caused by the storm conditions associated with Hurricane Maria.
So most of our customers who reported no supply overnight have been restored. There are, however, a few areas still without electricity, and our crews are working to resolve these situations. Now, these areas are Sherman's in the north, Pleasant View and its environs, such as UWI and Wanstead in St. Michael, and a few other isolated communities. We're also aware of a pole that fell in Darrell's Hill, St. George, near the BBS radio station. We'll continue to update our Facebook page on these outages, and again, we thank our customers for being patient as our crews work safely and as quickly as they can to restore power. So our crews are trained to deal with situations like this, so it's not affecting us, and they're continuing to work as safely as they can as long as the weather permits.
And in the wake of the devastating passage of Hurricane Irma, and with at least 3 more powerful systems currently threatening the region, a leading Caribbean economist today warned that natural disasters are costing the region dearly. Addressing the opening of a Caribbean Leadership and Transformation Forum at Hilton Barbados Resort, Director of Economics at the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Justin Ram, said that on average, hurricanes and other environmental hazards were costing the region about 2% of gross domestic product annually.
We really need to ensure that we have strong regulations within our building codes to ensure that our infrastructure can withstand the threats posed by our natural disasters. If we do not ensure that that happens, then we are applying subsidies into the future. And who will subsidize them? So these are very important questions for us to ask at this point in time. There are low insurance payouts, but I should say that the CRIF, the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility, has really come forward and provided some useful relief in the aftermath of many of these recent natural disasters.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips? Yeah? There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for what here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody ain't want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Ma'am, are you still there? Oh, she put down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Murders and lottery scamming make up the majority of the 186 cases on the books for the first half of the 8-week term of the St. James Circuit, Jamaica alone. A total of 231 cases are to be heard by the court during the period. Of the 186 cases scheduled for the first 4 weeks, there are some 60 murders, 77 lottery scamming matters, 2 human trafficking matters, 35 rape cases, and 20 carnal abuse cases to be heard. And on the international scene, President Donald Trump has made his first address to the United Nations, taking the opportunity to tell the intergovernmental organization that it is not living up to its potential. The American leader, who will deliver a longer speech on Tuesday at the UN General Assembly, called on member states to take a bold stand to change the way the organization operates. He said the US's 28.5% share of the UN's peacekeeping bill was unfair and that no state should bear a disproportionate amount of the costs. And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. Now, we are also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.